I found out my parents left everything to my brother, so I stopped paying their extra bills. A month later, Mom texted, "The mortgage is due." No hello. I simply replied, "I found the will by accident while helping my dad scan documents for his accountant. It was buried in a stack of tax forms and insurance policies. Just another piece of paper feeding through the scanner until I saw my brother's name. Then I saw it again and again. Last will and testament of Robert and Catherine Miller. All real property, including but not limited to the residence at 47 Maple Street, Westwood, Massachusetts, to be transferred to Eric Michael Miller. All financial accounts, investments, and liquid assets to be transferred to Eric Michael Miller. Everything, every single thing, to Eric." My hand stopped working. The paper just hung there in the scanner, half fed, stuck. I pulled it out. Read it again, slower this time. Like, maybe I'd misunderstood. I hadn't. The house I'd been paying the mortgage on for 5 years, the savings account I'd helped rebuild after Dad's business failed. All of it. To my 28-year-old brother who lived in their basement playing video games. To Eric, who hadn't held a job in 3 years. Who I'd personally loaned $6,000 to for a startup idea that never materialized. Who Mom still made breakfast for every morning like he was 12. My brother got everything. I got nothing. Not even a mention. Not even, "And to Jacob, our eldest son, we leave our gratitude." Nothing. The paper trembled in my hands. Actually trembled. Like I was cold, even though the office was 72 degrees. I'd checked the thermostat that morning because Mom always complained it was too cold. "Jake, what's taking so long?" Dad's voice from the kitchen. "I need those documents by 2. I looked at the will again. Dated 6 months ago. 6 months. Half a year they'd been sitting on this decision, while I paid their bills, while I fixed their leaking roof, while I covered their property taxes. "Jake?" I walked into the kitchen. Dad was at the table with his coffee. The same table I'd bought them last Christmas after their old one collapsed. I held up the will. "So this is how it is? Everything to Eric?" Dad's face went from annoyed to pale in about 2 seconds. His coffee mug stopped halfway to his mouth. He set the mug down carefully. "Jake, that's not what you think." "Really? Because it looks like you're leaving everything to Eric. The house I've been paying for, everything." Mom appeared in the doorway, still in her bathrobe. It was 11 a.m. "Jake, honey." She saw the paper in my hands. Oh, I repeated. "That's it? Oh?" Dad stood up. "Son, let me explain. I've been paying your mortgage for 5 years, I said. My voice was steady, scary steady. 5 years. The property taxes, the insurance, the roof repair, the new water heater, the furnace, all of it, while Eric sits in your basement playing Fortnite. It's complicated," Dad said. Those 2 words. Those useless, meaningless 2 words. Complicated, I repeated. Mom came closer, put her hand on my arm. "Sweetie, you have to understand. You have a good job. You're doing well. Eric, he struggles. He needs security. We just want to make sure he's taken care of after we're gone." Something inside me, some part that had been holding things together for 5 years, for my entire life maybe, just snapped, clean, quiet, like a wire cut with scissors. "So I don't need to be taken care of?" I asked. "Because I work hard? Because I have my shit together?" "Language," Mom said automatically. I laughed. Actually laughed. "That's what you're worried about right now? My language?" "Jake." Dad's voice had that warning tone, the one from childhood. "Your mother and I made a decision we thought was best for the family. For Eric," I corrected. "You made a decision that was best for Eric. Just say it." Silence. Eric's footsteps on the basement stairs. Of course he'd appear now. He walked into the kitchen in sweatpants and a t-shirt that said Tuesday.